Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from my magical planner, and today we're going to be doing some goal setting. So I have my MakseLife notebook companion here. This is the one for my yearly goals. So I have done a little bit of the setup, and we're going to do the main pages together. So in here, what I've already done is I've done my life compass. You can find this on their webpage and you can print it out to do your own. So essentially, you have questions here to kind of evaluate where you are in life right now, and then you can color them in here and kind of see where everything is. It gives you a very good visualization. So from doing this, most everything seems to be around the 5, kind of a midpoint in most things. There are a couple of outliers. Work and learning is higher, and health and wellness is lower. Not surprising since I did have a lot of health issues this last year. So, and I am trying to come back from all that. And with that, a lot of things had to be put on hold. And so I'm okay with them being at a 5 and knowing that they will increase. It was just a really tough year, and this is where I am right now. As for the work and learning, I'm pretty happy with that score overall. So that all being said, there are a couple things that like really took this one down. Like I engage in regular spiritual practice. Don't really do that right now. I invest time and energy into my personal and spiritual growth. Kind of. I probably could have given myself a higher score if I had just gone on personal growth and not the spiritual part of it. So, yeah, that's kind of where things are. The next step I have is to kind of ask myself, where do I really want these scores to be? And I haven't done that. And I think I'm going to put that score up here, like my goal score. For personal, this is things like my basic needs are met, and I have a positive attitude. I give myself grace. So I'm at a 5.75 right now. And I think I would like to end the year at an 8. I think that's a reasonable goal. It's a bit of a stretch, but not that much of a stretch. And I have a lot of things. I think if I can get other areas up, that one will just naturally go up. Fun and recreation is at a 5.8. So I think getting it up to a 7 is reasonable. For work and learning, I'm pretty happy with where it is. We'll say 9 for that, because there's always room for growth, right? Family, the ones that's like I had some really high scores on here, but I also had like this 2 here. I have a sense of community, and that really drug things out. I have healthy boundaries. I do not. I am free from toxic relationships. I have been working on that, but it is not like it's a work. So 5.5, I would love to see this at a 7. Now, I'm not putting all of these, like I don't want all of them to be a 10 because that doesn't seem realistic to me. So wellness is at a 2.8, pretty low, but we can do things to improve it. And with the surgeries and everything that have happened, I now feel like that's obtainable. So my 2.8, I would love to see at a 6. It's a huge leap, but I think we can do it. Spiritual and personal growth is at a 6. I'm not overly concerned with this. I think I might have scored myself a little low on this. So I'm going to say a 7. Financial, again, there are some things that bring this down, but at the same time, I think we can easily bring it up by just doing a couple of simple tweaks. So I'm going to say I want to end that with a 6 at the end of the year. And next year, that may be a bigger goal for me, but this year it's not because Actually, health and wellness is probably going to be my number one goal because that is affecting so many other areas. Physical environments at a 5.8. I'd like to see that at an 8. Okay, so that's where I want to go. The next thing that you have is this intentions page. So I've already wrote these in, so I'm just going to read you my answers. What could I use more of in my life this year? Support is a big one. Fun, balance, health, community. That kind of goes with support, energy, because I get so stinking tired. Joy, love, and purpose. What could I use less of in my life this year? Anxiety was my number one thing that came to mind. Soda, judgment. I feel like there's just a lot of judgment in the world right now. FOMO, that goes with my planning stuff. People pleasing and not believing in me. What characteristics would I like to nurture this year? Intelligence, self-worth, listening to my body and what it needs. So that one's more of a really being in tune with where I need to go in my health journey at this point and being patient with myself. 3 habits I want to develop this year: weekly workouts, consistency or consistent content, meaning on YouTube, time for fun and breaks weekly. So I do take breaks, but what tends to happen is I go and I go and I go until I completely fall apart, and then I take a break. And it needs to be a healthier balance. So this year I will be more present and thoughtful in my health. I will be there for me, time to show up for me and not others. This is coming from, I read I think it was a quote. Oh gosh, it might have been a talk. I can't remember right now. But it was talking about how we show up for other people, but not for ourselves, and how we are more generous and kind to others than we are to ourselves. And I want to implement that, like really treating myself the way I would treat someone else. So I will do less sitting on my butt waiting, wanting to do things, self-judgment, that's a huge one for me, and letting my social anxiety be the driver of my life. There are so many things that I don't do because of my social anxiety, and so that is one thing I'm going to be working on with my therapist this next year. I will give myself grace for my health. It is a long journey. It is a long journey. We won't get there overnight. When I slip up, I'm only human. Those are kind of reminders for me, like, and going from such a low point, almost dying, having to relearn how to eat, and having enough energy to just get through the day, quite literally, I want to be able to do more things, and I just need to be patient that those are going to take time. I will let go of guilt about how my house should look. And now this is another big one for me. I've been noticing that a lot of things that I feel guilty about aren't because I necessarily want to change them or they're a big importance to me. But I get a lot of, I'd say, judgment on how my house looks. Not always the tidiest place. Totally honest here. Because I prioritize time with my kids, and then people will make me feel guilty about that. And it's not like my house is in shambles or anything. But yes, there's usually dishes that need to be washed. Sometimes the floor needs to be swept, that kind of thing. And I live with a family of neurospicy people who it is hard to pick up after 5 neurospicies. It just is. So I want to let go of this concept of this is how it should look. If I had a normal household, maybe it would, but I don't. And letting go of other people's opinions of how things should look, I just want to do more of that this year and try to let go of that guilt. Another thing for me and my therapist to work on. How much doctors feel I should weigh as long as I am healthy. That's another big one because for the past, gosh, 4 years, I have heard over and over and over again how it's all about my weight. I am not a small person. I will freely admit that. I am at 204, I think, right now. And I am tired of the message that I'm not enough. And so I'm going to try and focus on the health and not the number on the scale. I will embrace who I am and discover what I love, my own limitations without judgment. So this is more about as a mom, as I have devoted my life essentially to my children, I have lost a little bit of who I am, and I honestly don't know what I enjoy doing anymore. I have spent so much time and energy in just taking them to events, making sure they have everything they need, especially with a dad who I love my husband dearly, but he is a workaholic and he he started his own fire business while having a regular job, and so we just don't see him as much as maybe a normal family might because he has this crazy drive. And before that, he was traveling and he would travel sometimes every other week in a month. And just the balance of that is that I had to be there for my kids, and I don't regret that at all. And I just didn't have time to do things for me. And now that they're getting older, there is time for me. I just don't know what to do with it. So I want to devote some time and energy this year into that. As for a word of the year, I'm struggling with this, guys. These were 2 words that I wrote down. I have more here because I was like, I just don't know. In the past, this hasn't worked for me and it hasn't added to the experience. So I'm thinking of possibly skipping this, but the contenders I have here are evolve and support. I just don't know. If you guys have an opinion, let me know down below because I'd love to hear what you have to say on word of the year and whether or not you felt that it was helpful for you. Or if you have an opinion on what word of the year I should take, feel free. Next, we have a bunch of stuff on how to write goals, stretch goals, and everything. I'm not going to go over all this. What I did do next, though, is they have this things to consider in each area of life, and I just went through and I highlighted anything that spoke to me and kind of use this as a jumping off point. The next page in here is used for kind of creating your own version of like a mind map of that sort. So what I ended up doing is I added in this Paper Doll Co. sticker of this really cute girl. I just think she's adorable. She's one of my favorite stickers. And then I have this sticker from a Happy Planner book. I cannot remember which one. This says out with the old, in with the new. And I just use these little bubbles in all the different colors. I use the MakseLife markers to do this. And I just put down the things that I felt I wanted this year. So like I have healthy, more energy, 5K, and then using the spiritual and personal growth. I have the peace, no more shoulds. I have in the personal kind of yellowy color, we have social groups, creativity, find my beauty, confidence in who I am. In the work and learning kind of area, we have work schedule, YouTube growth, consistency. For physical environment, we have home I'm proud of, escape from the world, meaning that I want this to be kind of a sanctuary for me. That's what my desk area is. I want the rest of my house to feel that way. My yard, it just needs some help. Organize and declutter. Then down here for the money aspect, I have use what I have and be aware. For the fun, well, fun and recreation. I do have the word fun because I do need more of that in my life and no more guilt, because oftentimes I will feel guilty if I'm not actually doing something productive. Um, and then for family and relationships, I have family trip. We haven't done one of those in a couple of years. Weekly check-ins. This is something I currently do and just want to continue doing. And date my husband, which is different than going on dates with my husband. I want to actually get back to the point where we're communicating better and that kind of thing, and putting a little bit more focus on that. So that is everything I've done to this point, really. Then we're going to be setting up the annual goals now, but in order to do this, I've kind of had this out on my desk along with the MakseLife sticky notes, which I love. And I've just been writing down things that felt important and that I might be using as a goal this year. So let's kind of get into this. We're going to start with each color. And I think I'm going to use the dot markers and the MakseLife markers. Maybe I pulled out some stickers as well. Mostly they're White Deer stationery stickers. There is a Every Minute a Story. I think there's only one of those. And then in a Coffee Monster Co. page, and then some Joy of Planning ones. So I'm going to pull off these first. And let's see what we can put in here. So there is a little bit of a residual sticky on there. It seems to come off with my finger just as a thing. So what do I want to put in the middle? So this is a personal thing. What is my focus this year? To find me. Well, find and love. The person I am. So I'm thinking maybe I want one of those paper doll girls in the middle. Let's see. She's cute. They're all cute, honestly. I used that one the other day. Oh, I love the fountain pen. Anyhow, there's so many of them that I love. But this was yellow, so maybe I use a yellow. That's the same girl I used on the other page, only I used a bigger version of her. I should have picked this out beforehand. Sorry, guys. Oh, let's use this girl. She seems good. So I think let's use, do I want to use a really big one? I think I do. And I'm going to put her in the middle. So, with that being said, I think I'm just gonna, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do little bubble clouds again, or maybe lines? So, sorry. I'm gonna use dot markers. And we'll put here. Find community. I'm going to be doing that by expanding my online presence. joining clubs, and going out. Okay, and then I want to be confident. Oop, wrong thing. And I need to do some brainstorming around that one on how to help with that. But this one is love the person in the mirror. Find clothes that flatter. Makeup. Those are not things that I really put much effort into. So I'm hoping this will all kind of work out. What are the other things? I have find my community, which is here. Continue to learn in MakseLife. I'm gonna put Moxie over here. Be active in club. Okay, so that's the continued learning. I feel like that actually goes in work and learning. Make time for hobbies. That one we should add. Try new things. Because you don't know what you're going to like until you try it. So I think that's what I'm going to do for that area for right now. For fun and recreation here, I have 4 things down. So, do I want another paper doll cowgirl? I might. Those ones. I have a lot of her stickers, so I'm trying to think what screams fun and recreation, right? Maybe the Mickey girl. Oh, and I haven't filled out the how this will impact me portion. Hold on. There we go. So fun and recreation is kind of that orangey color, right? Okay. So on this is kind of what they call a maintenance goal, something I'm already doing. So that's quarterly solo trips. It's something I enjoy doing and helps me get out of my travel anxiety if I have to do it myself. It's kind of, if I don't do it, then I get really anxious about traveling and then I start depending on other people for it. And I feel like that's not very good. Then I want to put on here a family trip. We are working on figuring that out. I have just been too sick the last couple of years to really do much. So we're planning actually a really big something. I don't know. What do I want to say for that? We might be going to Europe. Let's see, what else do I have down here? Do more things as a family. That is a separate item from this. Small outings. Because what ends up happening is we get so caught up in the day-to-day, like all the busyness, that we forget to do other things. Watch movies. I always say we're going to watch a movie and then it comes time and nobody wants to watch a movie with me. So, you know. And that kind of leads into this next one, which is stop waiting for others to do things. If I want to do something, I don't need a group. So a lot of times I will suggest doing something and everybody else will be like, no, 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 no. So then I end up not doing it at all. And I think I just need to start doing things. So that's where that is. Okay. Work and learning. I am really liking having these. So I think I'm going to stick with these opposed to the ones that I had pulled out. And we're just going to go with kind of simple. Okay. So work and learning is kind of this, I don't know, it's like a reddish color. And I didn't put a focus over here. Just do it. That's my focus. Just go out and do things. Don't let things stop me. Right? Work and learning. Let's see. I really like this one girl in here for that. Like this girl. I think I'll put her in the middle. Okay, so she is work and learning, and you are work and learning, right? Yes. Okay. So first thing I want to put up here is I want to continue to grow my YouTube channel. I want to make 2K subs by next year. Oops, other end. I also want to grow on Instagram. Since I feel like it's in some ways easier to grow on Instagram, even though it's a bigger jump, I'm going to say 2K on Insta. I should have put followers. But anyhow, those are two big things I want to continue to learn. So that means better editing, that means learning about algorithms, and content, which means planning. Because there's always new things to learn and to grow in that area. So let's see what else I have here. Oh, I have develop a personal brand. I don't even know how to do that. I think I'm going to put that aside. Oh, I did want to have this one in here though. Dedicate time. So like having a work schedule and not just whenever I feel like it. And I bet you one of these other ones is be consistent. Plan it and stick to it. I have better time management. That kind of goes with the work schedule. Learn about editing. Grow my channel. I also had college class as a potential on there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. All right. Family and relationships. I don't think I have any paper doll girls that really go with that. Maybe. Hold on. You come off. You come off too. So let's see here. Oh, but I do have this purple girl. She's kind of cute, and maybe we just add her. Okay, purple and purple. So I'm going to put this up here. Weekly check-ins. That's something I already do, but I want to continue. I'd mentioned this one already, that I want to not just go on dates, but date my husband. which means making time to date and trying new things, like going and doing new things, like going to a play, or maybe trying and doing paintball or target practice, things that I normally wouldn't have tried, and trying new restaurants, things like that. So, dating my husband, work on boundaries, especially with my kids. So I'm going to say chores is part of that, not just, and expectations should go in there. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to do more family meals. We've had a little bit of trouble in that, just because people's schedules. But that's a simple, we just need to coordinate people's schedules and figure out, Sunday doesn't work anymore for family meals, so we need to pick a different day, which I think is going to be Wednesday, but then the semester's changed, and so I don't know. Let's see. Quality time with kids. We kind of already do this, so this is more of kind of a maintenance thing. Do more things with friends. What else do I have here? Kids' chores, family meals, develop healthy boundaries, and join social groups, which I kind of already put up here. Join clubs. So I'm going to set that aside. And going out more is kind of up here as well, but I'm going to put monthly friend outing. Doesn't have to be with the same friend, just has to be we're going out and doing things. I'm going to come back for the focuses. I'm more focused on what I want to do, and I'm not sure the focuses is really where my brain is right now. With the exception of maybe this one. So this is my biggest one, I think, which is health and wellness. There is a lot I would like to do in this category this year. But I think I need to narrow it down a little bit in some ways. Some of them kind of overlap with each other too. So I don't really think I have a health and wellness type 1 in here. Let me see if I can one of the other books of girls that I have. These are even bigger ones, so I don't know if I have. I don't think it's going to be in this one. Nope, not that one. This one's girls, yes. Really have a health and wellness one, huh? No workout girls. I don't know if she's done a workout girl. So I want to use, maybe I use these little guys. So I had one there. We have this one, that one, this one, and there's one on there. So, I really like the way these look. Oh gosh, guys, I just don't know. She's more of a blue. Not the schoolgirl, I don't think. So let's do this girl. And again, I'm going to put her in the middle. So, and we need blue and blue. So, I think the biggest thing is energy. And I'm going to draw a little arrow going up. So, in order to increase my energy, I need to decrease I think the other tip was finer. I think that's what I figured out. Hold on. Decrease inflammation. Vitamins and H2O intake. Oh, and healthy eating. Okay. Decrease pain. A lot of that is coming from the inflammation. So workout. And I'm not sure what else should go under there. So we have increased energy, pain, drink water, learn to cook healthier meals. Now this one's going to be a little bit more tricky and very triggering because my family is neurospicy, and so that becomes very challenging when you have people who only eat specific types of food and only certain brands of food, and so I need to work with them to work with me. And some of that is letting go of everybody having to eat the same meal. It's just not going to happen, especially with my husband. You would think it would be easy, but no. So learn to, and that goes kind of with this inflammation thing. There's an inflammatory diet out there. I want to take some things with that. I don't know that I'm going to follow it precisely, but if I can take some information from that and from another place and combine them so that I can make meals that are not gonna, that are gonna make me feel better opposed to worse. If I eat pizza, we're gonna have a bad day. If I eat minestrone soup, I feel a lot better. Although there's some issues with tomatoes, and so maybe a different type of soup would be better, and things like that. Another big goal is actually doing a 5K, but not only that, I'm going to say walk. A 5K under an hour. Because I think I could walk a 5K. Now, it would just take me a very long time. And I would like to get under an hour so that I can register for another Run Disney 5K. and be able to do that again. And I think that would be a great, like, if I could do one thing, that would be the thing I would want to do, because I love the Run Disney races. I think they're really well done. They're a lot of fun, and it gets me around people. And I just like people who walk in the 5Ks. I mean, they're fun and happy, and I don't know, running people are always happy. Even though I'm not a runner, I'm a walker. So, let's see. Oh, I have daily journaling in here. I forgot about that one. Work on GI health. And what was the other one? Reduce stress. Yes, we need to do that one. So, reduce stress. So the two things that the doctors have told me over and over again that are the cause of all my ailments, no matter what they are stress and my weight. If you can't tell, those are a little triggering. So, but they do have some valid points. I am at a weight that I am not happy with, and I do have more stress than 90% of the human race. So, reduce stress. This one, I'm not entirely positive how I'm going to go about it. That's something I need to talk with my therapist, and we will find actionable steps for me to do on that one. So, I'm going to set that to the side. But the daily journaling, I might actually, you know what? We're going to list it underneath the reduce stress. Daily journal. And the work on the GI health, I think, is kind of covered in the other things that we're doing, so I don't feel a need to put it on here. So those are my health goals. Spiritual and personal growth. Now, this is one that is a little tricky for me. Oh, I had used journaling down here too. So I'm in a tricky place when it comes to spiritual stuff, because I have essentially walked away from church because it was no longer feeling like a safe space. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. And so I don't want to reintroduce church because I'm not there. I may be at some future point, but I'm not there now. If you guys want to hear that story of why I stepped away, leave me a comment down below that you want to hear that story, and we'll get into that. But the gist of it is that I just didn't feel safe there anymore. And I was worried about the safety of my kids. And so when COVID came along, it felt like a good time to step away. And then we just never went back because of my health, and with COVID and everything, it wasn't physically safe for me to go there. And then I've recently asked the kids, do you have an interest in going back? And they're kind of like, no, not really. Not our thing right now. And I'm like, okay, well, if you decide you want to go, I will support you in that. Even if it's not right for me right now, I would go just for you, kind of deal. I like this one, but I think she's too large. So I think all those are going to be too large. I could use this girl. Maybe I'll use her. Let's see. I hate it when I think I figured it all out, and then I haven't. I could also use that one, but I like this one better. Yeah, let's go with this one. I think this girl right here is going to be perfect. Okay, so she's more the teal color, right? Yes. So for this one, This is going to sound really silly, but find peace with where I am. And then along with that, so I don't think I need the daily journaling. Oh, I wanted to do more meditation. And I have the Calm app. So we're going to put that in there. I have Find My Purpose. So I still want to have a spiritual aspect, but I don't want it to come from church. So I'm going to say weekly. Like TED Talks or something, because that'll go with personal growth. Inspirational talks. And then underneath I can write TED. I really like TED Talks, but there are other talks that I really enjoy too. As for Find My Purpose, I don't know that I'm there. I think I need to take it smaller steps and that it'll kind of come out from that. Okay, financial stuff. This one, I'm in a different spot than a lot of people. I know there are a lot of people going to do a no-buy this year, and I wish them all the luck, and I think it's great for them. After some reflection, I realized that is not where I am. If I try to do a no-buy, what's going to end up happening is I am going to do a no-buy for a month or two, and then I'm going to spend like crazy. So that is just, it doesn't feel like the right answer for me. So let's find a girl that I think is going to work for this. I want a green girl, not a green. I think this one will be really cute, actually. So we're going to do her. And I think I'm going to do the larger one and put her on the side. Because I don't have a ton of goals in this area. Oh, I cut off somebody's hand. Oh no. Poor girl. The girl next to her lost part of her hand. Okay, green and green. Oop. But my first goal for this is to use what I have. So it's a check before you buy. This is mostly pertaining to stickers because I don't really spend any money on anything else. I'll be honest, I don't really buy clothes. I mean, I do when I have to, but it's not like a, yeah. I buy pens right now, but that's about it. But I do want to be more mindful in my spending. And the other one is just to be aware. Now, I wouldn't call any of these like big stretch goals or anything, but money is kind of a. So, my husband handles most of the money, to be honest. I'm really bad with money, and it is very triggering for me. I my parents, when I was really small, lost their house, and I have a lot of fears associated with money and stuff. And so I've just always let him be in charge, and it has worked really well for us. But I know that's not the right thing for everybody, and it may not be the right thing long term for me, but presently, that's where I am because my focus is other places. Okay, physical environment. This one also has a lot in it, kind of. Some of these actually went in other places, though, as well. So let's find a, well, I'm not going to have a gray one, I don't think. I do have the blue girl. Oh, I have this girl. She's kind of gray. I forgot about this girl. We'll use this girl. Okay. And now we need the light gray. Where's the other light gray? Your dark gray. Oh, there's light gray. Okay. There we go. So if you saw my setup for my yearly planner, you know that declutter and organization are big. I started to do this last year, but health got in the way, so I didn't fully get it done. So I do have a 100 list. So I'm going to say use my 100 list. And I'm just going to leave it at that right now. And then I wanted to have a cleaning schedule. Which I had before I got sick, and then it kind of fell off with me and my energy. So, house cleaning, which decluttering will make that easier. Weekly car cleaning and yard. I'm just going to put yard. So we have that. Declutter, organize, car cleaning. Decorate for joy. We're going to put that over here. Flattering clothes for me. Cleaning schedule. Peaceful space. And beautiful backyard. So I think, I forget what they call this when you decorate just to make you happy, like to make the space happy. Decorate / paint house. I think it kind of speaks for itself. So that's what I have for my goals. Now let's go back in and do the focuses. So for personal, I have the focus as to find and love the person I am. For fun recreation, just do it. Focus is grow for work and learning, or growth. Family and recreation. Connections. is my focus. Um, feeling better in my body. And I think peace is really my focus for spiritual. I'm going to say awareness is really the focus of financial. Physical environment is beautification. All right, now let's go back and answer this question at the bottom that is, how will my life improve by reaching these personal goals? So if I find a community, I make time for hobbies, try new things, be confident, do the MakseLife thing, and love the person in the mirror by finding clothes and makeup, I think I will be happier. And set a better example for my kids. I don't know what else to say besides I'll be happier there. So that's what I'm going with. I might add to it at a later point. How will my life improve by reaching the fun and recreational goals of the solo trip, family trip, do more small things? I'll feel more enriched. And fewer regrets. I also think it'll help connect us as a family. How will my life improve by reaching these work and learning goals? I'll have a sense of accomplishment. And a sense of accomplishment, and trying to think of the right word here. Like, meaning isn't quite right. And more purpose, maybe. Which will in turn help my self-esteem. The weekly check-ins and everything. How will my life improve by reaching these family and relationship goals of weekly check-ins, date my husband, work and boundaries, monthly outing with a friend, quality time with kids and family meals, feeling more connected and supported. And hopefully my family will feel the same. How will my life improve by these health and wellness goals? The increased energy, decreased pain, learning to cook healthier, the 5K, reduce stress, overall happier, and more able to do things. As far as the how will my life improve with the spiritual and personal growth, which is find peace with where I am, meditation, and weekly inspiration. I think help me be more focused and relaxed. As far as financial, being aware of how I'm spending and being mindful of my spending and using what I have will decrease my guilt. On spending and help me spend on what matters. Okay, for the last one, decluttering and organizing my house, getting a cleaning schedule under my belt again, and doing some decorating and painting will make me happier in my space and more likely to have people over. All right. As for the vision board, I've already put this together in Canva, so I'm just going to insert a picture of that above, and I think that's pretty much everything for the goal setting. So I think I'm ready for the new year, kind of. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what some of your goals are. I'd love to hear, or how you're achieving them. I know some of mine are not huge goals, and some of them are really huge goals. But I think that's what's going to work for me this year. Until next time, I'll see you guys real soon.